Well, what's up, chicken butts? My name is Cattleya Hicks, your hot, middle-aged B-type star from the Pleiades, here to teach you about sex, because everything is sex, and sex is love. Now, of course, it is true that we are all love, and we are all one, that God is love, and God is one, but y'all, think about how the most severe punishment in y'all's prisons is solitary confinement. The only thing one left alone can do is go insane. Now, you and I are all products of that insanity, which is the terror of loneliness. So in the beginning, there was one, but then it went insane and split into two. But then the two had to fight for dominion. So it was more like this instead of this. What I'm saying, y'all. So like fast forwarding through the whole formation of the earth and all the minerals and vegetables and animals, when you get to human beings, you finally reached the summit of that war between the two sexes. And this is about sex, because sex freaks us out, because it's that place where we were torn apart. Y'all could actually see your genitalia not as anything pleasurable at all, but as in fact your wounds. That's where you got ripped away from the rest of the universe. So yes, all of y'all with genitalia are searching for whatever you got ripped away from. However, where you came from ain't where you're headed. So that wound has to heal over the course of like 72,000 lifetimes. And because y'all were busy at war doing terrible things, all of y'all gotta depersonalize from them 72,000 lives, because you want to just pretend it never happened and God's gonna oblige. That was the process through the zodiac signs of Aries, which is associated with the self, and just that automatic feeling of warmongering that you get when you're born because you're mad that you got ripped away from source, okay? The phrase for Aries is I am. And then through Taurus, I'm going to say the phrase for Taurus is I graze. Like a moo cow, you graze the surface of life, just trying to feed your four stomachs, multiplying and lazing around in the sun or the shade or the pond, whatever. You're fat and happy. Then from there, you meet some neighbors in Gemini. I communicate. And they judge you for being too fat or too ugly. So then you ain't just at war with the opposite sex no more. You're kind of at war with everybody and yourself. And that's why these first three signs of the zodiac are literal hell. Like there ain't no other hell in the universe except for this little journey through the first three signs of the zodiac that y'all have been going through on Earth. And even if y'all have near-death experiences of hell or nightmares or real intense dreams, that's all just remembrance of being in this prison that has been the age of Aries, the age of Taurus, and the age of Gemini, which is still ongoing. And I want to show you kind of the difference here between the signs of Cancer and Gemini. They're kind of pictorial representations of their vibe, okay? Gemini is kind of a little prison. There's two stuck together in the second dimension, in flatland. And all they can see is two sides of the debate. There's your story and there's my story. There's left and there's right. There's conservative and there's liberal. There's greedy and there's generous. All polarities, all extremes are quite concrete and locked into position in Gemini, the sign of duality. There ain't no water signs here in the first 3 signs of the zodiac. We got fire, earth, and air. We ain't introducing no circulation into the mix. No flow until Cancer. Do y'all know the difference between a lake and a river? Other than lakes are freaking gross and rivers are flowing and fun? Well, that is the distinction I'm trying to make between them. Water at a standstill ain't circulating. It's getting muddy and mucky and mossy. But water that's flowing towards the ocean gets filtered, gets clean. So all the way from Aries to Taurus to Gemini, it's like y'all been landlocked with nothing but lakes. You never seen a river. You never seen an ocean. You don't know about your own spleen. You take them out of your bodies like they just add a few inches to your waist. Now let me read you something from the course book, which I ain't even really touched on yet. This is a book called Feeling Great with the Moon by Irene Lauretti. A guide to activating your cosmic energies. Remember how I told y'all that the sun is the ink and the moon is the printer? Very similarly, your spleen, let me just read you something here about it, okay? Being the organ of the moon, the spleen acts like a distributor, distributing the light from nutrition to all the organs and cells of the body. So just as the sun needs the moon to transform the light to make it usable for creation, so does the spleen act as a food transformer. The spleen energy is like a motherly embrace, supplying you the warmth and security you may have lacked from your mother in your youth. It helps you to enjoy the sweetness of life. Well, it's no wonder that y'all don't cherish your spleen. Y'all only care about the sweetness of high fructose corn syrup. I don't know if it's a big old conspiracy or what, that all the natural joy available in your body has been ripped off, counterfeited by all these folks around you in their corporations and institutions, governments. I just don't really deal in that stuff. But if you ask me, all them folks are your friends. Because what they're offering is all such a poor substitute to what's actually available to be experienced by your God-given body, that it's laughable, really. Now, actually, I don't think it's a conspiracy at all. Because just like Sedna, who said nah to everything, it wasn't enough for y'all to have these God-given bodies and this God-given earth. Quite frankly, there was just a whole lot of other crap to deal with. That's probably why y'all got this little escape hatch. Now, y'all don't even need to worry about crap. If you know how to relax and enjoy the sweetness of life, all waste will just naturally exit the system. So there are 2 ways of looking at how the zodiac signs relate to body parts. The solar way refers all to the external. So Aries rules the head, Taurus rules the neck, Gemini rules the shoulders, Cancer rules the breast. But the lunar way is all dealing with your internal organs. So Aries rules the lungs. What's the first thing we always talk about with spirituality? Come back to the breath. Then Taurus rules the large intestine, Gemini rules the stomach, and Cancer rules the spleen. So the breast and the spleen are both about nutrients, distributing nutrients. And I want y'all to think about how if we've just been in the Aries, Taurus, and Gemini ages, it's like we are just now sitting down to the dinner table. There ain't no food yet. There ain't no nutrition. A lot of y'all who are waking up spiritually are starting to smell the smells from the kitchen. So here in the age of Gemini, it is kind of going to feel like we're all just sitting at the table together with a bunch of stupid talk, trapped at this uncomfortable family dinner where people ain't figured out how to handle their differences yet. But we're all just getting real hangry. If we can each just find our little bit of sweetness in life and hang on to that and wait patiently, y'all, it don't take much to satisfy this pleasure body y'all got. I'm going to walk you through a little imagination exercise here. Let's take you back to your childhood. You are a child sitting here at this earthly table. Everybody's fighting, everybody's hungry, but nobody's in control. That food's going to come out when it comes out, and it's going to be worth the wait. Now you are privy to that information, that it is in fact going to be worth the wait. You are sitting pretty, well behaved. You know that Father Sun and Mother Moon have taught you well and raised you right, and you're going to wait patiently, trusting them, and stay out of the mess around the rest of the table. You know all them little experiments with kids where they're told not to eat some candy that's put in front of them?
You can have fruit snacks, but you can't have them right now, okay?
You gotta wait.
You gotta wait until mommy and daddy come back.
Well, just pretend you're being filmed. Be on your best behavior. Use the time to study the others at the table. Find all that is sweet about your situation. You got water, you got some little wafer things, you ain't gonna starve, but that food just ain't ready yet. We've been spending a long time on Earth learning how to be like Dad. Well, right now, we're trying to be more like Mom. Dad brought the force, but Mom is the power. So y'all, even if the force ain't being so gentle with you, the power is always behind it, holding you, nourishing you, and making life sweet in little ways, if only you got eyes to see. I love you so much. Peace out.